What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we're gonna go over one huge mistake beginning day traders generally always make. Check it out. So what we're gonna go over here is basically just my opinion based on these numbers that are rampant on the internet. Like, you can find this. The stock market generally, returns 10% in 30 years, so anything less than that is generally a pretty safe bet, right? But this is all just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor by any means, not a professional financial advisor. This is just stuff that I am currently doing. All right, guys, so this is one big mistake that I believe most, if not all, beginning day traders generally make. And this is a mistake a lot of people make in the population, period. A lot of people make this mistake. However, I would hold beginning day traders more responsible for making this mistake in the sense that they should know better, right? We should know better, okay? When one starts to day trade, one sees the amount of opportunities there is to make a lot of money, if one can get their strategy down, control their emotions, become consistent, and make profits, right? We all know trading is not a game where one can make 100%, right? This is not a career where one can not make 100%, you can make 100%, not be correct 100% of the time. Not even the best traders in the world like Warren Buffett are correct 100% of the time. People will take losses along the way, okay? So, but we know that when we see the range of profit that can be had, we think to ourselves, well, this is it. This is how I'm gonna make it. And you might be right? You might make it, I might make it, we all might make it, but in the long run, doesn't it make sense to diversify a little bit? I mean, we tend to not wanna put all our eggs in one basket to begin with, right? So why would we put all our money into day trading, period, right? Why would you stop investing in your business? Why would you stop investing in your knowledge? Why would you stop investing in long-term investments? Okay, a lot of times we think that just because we can make some money, or we are making money day trading, right, on a year, that we don't have to invest long term, and we don't have to invest for the long run, that we're just going to continue making that money forever and ever. I don't believe that. Even if I can make money day trading for the next 30 years, why wouldn't I not invest in some long-term stuff as well? Be it funds, stocks, real estate, whatever it is. I personally like to, or I'm trying to, right, invest in real estate. I have a real estate video coming out soon on a property that I'm working on, and that video I think you're gonna like a lot. I'm gonna talk a lot about how I house hacked this property and more. However, I also like to invest in funds long-term, right? Okay, I have my IRA account that I invest every month, $250. That's all I'm putting in there right now. I'm gonna obviously max that out here soon, but that's all I do into it right now. The max for me on the year is $6,000 that I can invest into that. So I'm going to get there. But for now, I'm just putting 250 bucks in there. I have been doing that for a little while now. And this year alone, I've made, I believe it was close to, if not 20%, well, last year, 2018, 20% back on that money that I've put in there. Now, my starting balance on there wasn't very small, but it wasn't huge by any means. Okay. But in the long run, in the very long run, right? Like, I'm 35, 36. When I turn 60, if I continue just putting $250 a month in there, okay, that account by itself will probably have somewhere upwards of $400,000 without me doing anything, but just putting that money in there every single month in that fund, okay? And just putting the $250 in that specific fund. Doesn't mean that I'm not gonna put money in other funds, which I am, and I have videos upcoming on that one that I really think you're gonna like a lot. However, we tend to put that to the side thinking, oh, but that's so far away. If you're in your 20s, 30 years down the line, you're in your 50s, okay? So let's say you're 25, 30 years later, you're 55, okay? So now you're 55 years old, you started investing in your IRA at 25, and all you did was, let's say, start with a beginning balance of $1,000, okay? And you put 250 bucks every month from 25 to 55. 30 years later, even at just 7% interest that you gain on that money, which the stock market generally in 30 years gives you up to 10 to 12%. So let's just say 7%, let's use a smaller number. You'd be looking at $313,000 in that account. That's a nice little nest egg. That's really nice. It's not, I mean, it's not millionaire, but it's money that's there, right? If you got 10% return on that money, then you're talking about $584,959, basically almost $585,000, okay? That's $500,000. That's more than $500,000. That's real good money. Oh, but Jesse, I'm 25 years old. I don't have $250, you know, to invest in an investment account every month. I just don't have that kind of money. Come on, who are you trying to fool here? The average American spends, okay, $18,000 a year on non-essentials, okay? And just from those non-essentials, we're gonna go over a few here. $189 a month goes out the door in drinks, going out to drink with friends, $189 a month. $209 going out to eat at restaurants a month, and I think that's low. I think that's probably much higher. $20 in coffee a month, I know that's much higher, okay? And $23 in just app services on their phones, okay? That totals out to $441. Now, mind you, one has to eat, but you don't have to eat $209 worth of restaurant food every month. You can cut that in half if you really wanted to, okay? One doesn't really need $23 worth of apps every month on their phone. Let's be realistic here, okay? Drop the Candy Crush, it's making you broke. Now, let's say you get that $441 that you spend. That's just I'm talking about $18,000, which is $441 in the month, right? $18,000 in the year, $441 in the month on just these 4 things I mentioned. If you spend just $191, right? We cut it down to $191 from $441. That gives us that extra $250 we need to invest. So when people tell me, oh, I don't have the money to invest, I say you're full of garbage, because you have the money. You just don't want to cut out the Netflix, or you don't want to cut out the eating out. You don't want to cut out the going out to drinks every Friday night with your buddies at the bar. Sure, okay, some of this stuff you want, it's entertainment. I'm not telling you cut it all out. I said take it from $441 a month to $191. It can be done. It's called sacrifice. And the only things that we do in life that helps us get to where we want to be and helps us to like gap up in life is by sacrificing. So if you were to sacrifice that, you could see those type of returns. And then you would obviously have better, nice, like less stress in life when you're like 45 years old, 50 years old, and you look at that account and you're like, well, damn, I have $400,000 sitting there. And my house is going to be paid off in 10 years because I didn't spend all my money. So I'm pretty okay. You can go to sleep all nice and cozy versus being all stressed out, living paycheck to paycheck, etc., etc. Now remember, if you get $1,000, you open up an IRA account, you deposit $250 every month into it, right? Potentially, you have the ability to, at the end of 30 years, have $313,000 in there, okay? At 7% return. Mind you, you're not going to get that money when you're 55 anyways, because you can't touch it until you're 59 and a half. So you're going to have way more than that. Think about it. So let's say you're an awesome day trader, and all of a sudden you're making, let's say $300,000 a year day trading. That's up there, okay? But then at the end, you also have this money, and then you bought a couple rental properties. You see where I'm going with this? It's not just stay focused on one thing and ignore all the other possibilities, because putting $250 a month in an investment account and investing within it doesn't take like anything. I mean, you can get the Betterment app that I just did a review video on. I have a whole playlist on it. You can get the Betterment app and just put that money in there and let it do its thing. Like, it doesn't take any babysitting to do this, guys, right? We ignore this and we're leaving so much money on the table. Even if you want to invest in long-term stocks, right? You like Disney and Walmart and McDonald's, you know, like these long-term stocks, like even if you want to do that versus funds, that's still good for the long term. Like, we're leaving so much money on the table by ignoring long-term investments and focusing on the short-term gratification of day trading that it's ridiculous, right? So this is something that we should all keep in mind, whether you're a day trader or a 9-to-5er that goes and works in an office because that's what you like. Whatever it is, putting a few $100 a month into an investment account long term Dude, that's peace of mind. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you're doing for long term, if anything at all, or if this video is making you think. Drop it in the comment section below. Remember to smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. I have a big video coming up with more investment stuff. So hit that notification bell so you're alerted when I drop that video, and I'll catch you on the next one.